Everybody, in this video I wanted to show you some things to do with your site to make it, look more nice and fancy. So what I have here, this is my first floor plan. I'm not finished with it yet. But if you look at it, it looks okay. Looks not too shabby. But if I turn on the realistic graphic display, you can see I have grass in my garage. Now, I mean, you could have grass in your garage, but you probably don't want that. So I'm going to show you what you can do to kind of get rid of the ground that's inside the perimeter of your building. So I'm going to double click over on my site plan here. And you can see I still have grass in my garage. Not cool. Also, probably what you want to do is I'm going to click on this note here and just get rid of it. Just wanted to make sure y'all design your house within this kind of surrounding box here. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Like I said, I'm not finished with it. So normally you would see the roof here and all that good stuff. But this is a good spot because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to architecture, massing and site. I'm gonna kind of cut out the ground that's within the perimeter of my building. So to do that, I'm gonna click on where it says building pad. So you can see it says adds a building pad from a closed loop that you can sketch on a topo surface. So I can either make a pad that raises above the ground, or I can also cut a depth into the ground. So that's what I want to do. I want to kind of cut a depth into the ground so that I get the grass out of my garage. So I'll click on building pad. Where it says height offset, so I have mine set to -6 inches. Like I said, if you want to raise it up, make a platform out of it, you can give it a positive number. But I'm going to go with -6. And then up here, I'm just going to click on the line tool. I'm just going to zoom in here and just kind of draw a line around the perimeter of my building. My mouse is being lazy. Make sure I get all the corners here. Something weird going on with that corner, but I'll work on it later. There's this one. Comes straight across. I'm gonna zoom in to make sure I don't grab the plant leaf. Make sure I get the corner there. Got some cool shrubs going on in there. Even made some little mulch because, I'm fancy like that. So yeah, there I've gone around my entire perimeter. And then where it says mode, I'm going to hit the check mark. And you'll see that my grass is now out of my garage. So that's kind of one thing you want to do. Just go around your perimeter and cut out the ground from inside your building. So that's kind of the first thing that I want to show you. The next thing I want to show you is how do you, I've made the sidewalk here. So the same way you can make the sidewalk is you can cut out, or not cut out, but you can make a kind of a pathway for your driveway. If you want to make a little pathway to get to your front porch, you can do that as well. So that's what I'm going to show you next. All right, so the next thing I want to do is, you see how I have my sidewalk here? I'm going to cut a path to where I can draw a driveway, maybe even a sidewalk to get to my porch. So one thing that might help is I'm going to draw my driveway where my garage door is, but right now my cut plane is like 200 feet in the air. So I want just temporarily, I want to know where this garage door is located. So the easy way to get to your cut plane is to type in VR. Without having to kind of look through it here in the browser properties or whatever. So like I say, my cut plane is 200 feet here. So I'm gonna change this to like 5 feet for right now. And now you can see now my line for my garage door kind of popped up here. So what I want to do is I'm going to go up to massing and site. I'm going to use the subregion, but what I found out is you can't have one subregion kind of overlap another one. So because I already have the sidewalk here, when I tried to make a subregion for my driveway to overlap it, so your driveway goes from your garage all the way down to the street. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I click at subregion, and I'm going to kind of zoom in where I want this to start. I'll drag down a little box down here all the way to my street here. And when I hit the check mark, I get an arrow. Subregions cannot intersect. So what I want to do is I'm gonna click on my sidewalk here. I'm gonna go to edit boundary. I'm gonna grab this edge here and just kind of move it kind of back a little bit out of the way of where I know my driveway is gonna be for right now, and hit the check mark. So now I can go to my subregion. I'm gonna grab the little rectangle. I'm gonna start it here over my garage door and drag it all the way down to my street, down to here. And then I can hit OK there to finish it. Now I can, and you'll notice that my driveway is a nice dirt material. We'll fix that. So now I'm gonna click on my sidewalk here. I'm gonna go back to edit boundary, and I could drag this all the way across maybe. Let me do that. Now I don't want, I'm gonna drag this one to the edge too. So what I need to do is, again, it can't overlap. So I'm gonna see if it lets me cut out here, maybe here. I'm not sure, here, maybe here somewhere. I just basically got to split that line into 3 pieces. So I click this, delete it, click this, hit the delete. I want to kind of close these off and then square this one off. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I didn't test this out beforehand. And then I'm gonna drag this line to where it meets that. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Click on the end here, square it off, then drag this over. Gotta zoom in real close. I wanna make sure I get on this edge right there. I think we're good. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna hit the check mark now. There we go. So now, one thing I want to do before I change the material here is I'm gonna add another subregion to get from my driveway to my porch area here. So I'm just gonna click a line here and go down. I'm just gonna square this bad boy off. Let's go down about 8 feet, come straight over. I'm gonna go up and back over to where I started. I just basically made a square here. And then hit the check mark. We're good. Now what I need to do is I'm gonna change the material. I just clicked on this edge here, and where you see material by category, I'm just gonna make this a white. So I'm gonna click on clad white here. I know it should be concrete or something, but I like white because it stands out. So there's that. Do the same thing for my little sidewalk, my little thingy here. Click the edge there where it says material. I'm going to click on clad white, or you can go down here and find out something you want. Pick it, but I'm gonna use this one here. Hit OK. So there's kind of our sidewalk. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you could make this kind of all one surface here. Just kind of go around it and make that all one piece, and then make that your subregion. But I'm just going to do that right there for now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did. Let me go back to my view range. VR. I'm going to move this back to 200 feet in the air. And there we go. So that's how you kind of create your driveway or any kind of paths into your site plan. All right, peace.